so far.
No, it has been, and this is the kind of place that obviously TK likes.
Sorry, we had a crash.
Yeah, Robin, a big one for Elio Castroneves. Got turned around, made contact with the rear, and then the front nose as well. Once again, Pocono Raceway bites.
That was a hard crash, and that is very uncharacteristic of Elio. So not very often you see him crash, and the front nose is completely tore off of that car. Very lucky.
Importantly, though, you heard him say he's okay.
Yeah, didn't expect that much all of a sudden.
Little bottom as he went in, and then it just got loose, and that was a hard hit.
He kind of rode it out for a good 200-300 feet, and then it just kept going. And really what you don't want is for it to hook back like Bourdais at Indianapolis. So, wow. That's the worst noise in this sport, that thundering blow. Luckily for the safer barrier, or for the driver, the safer barrier takes a lot of the impact these days, but it still hurts, Paul. Another angle there.
Could the car get up on its side, but it does its job. It doesn't tip all the way over. That was one of the issues from a few years ago when the cars were backwards after impact going over, and this time it did stay on the ground. And they have been staying on the ground the last couple of years.
Well, there's not much you can do about the rolling up on impact. That's just the force of the mass hitting and then literally rolling up. But it's the air under the back of the car. As you said, Kevin, they've done a really good job to mitigate the lift when the cars go backwards.
So we had 2 crashes in practice today. A minor one, light contact for Ed Jones, heavier for Ed Carpenter. He's not going to be able to qualify. Charlie Kimball had a big one in qualifying here a couple of years ago. We had 3 in practice last year, so that shows you how challenging Pocono Raceway can be on.
Yes, and I spoke with Elio just before he went out for that qualifying session and asked him about this morning's session. Did he do a qualifying simulation? He said, well, not really. Every time I tried to get a read on the car in qualifying, or at least in this morning's practice, I caught up with someone. So it was kind of ebb and flow. I kept having to back off. So he said, quite frankly, I don't know what kind of balance I have with the car going out into qualifying. It's going to be pretty much of an unknown. And we just saw the results of what happens if it's unknown and it's unbalanced.